Hello, welcome back to another episode of Football. I'm your host, as always, Gerardo, and with me, I got the Futbol Asada guys ready to talk everything about Selección Mexicana and the upcoming matches in South America against Internacional de Porto Alegre and River Plate, where Mexico's taking a really young team, average age of 24. But before we get into it, make sure you guys check out Futbol Asada, check out the link down below, and check out our channel as well. Make sure to subscribe, follow, like, all that good stuff down below. Thank you guys for hopping on, firstly, and I just want to get your initial reactions and thoughts and everything first.
Oh, well, thanks
Go
for
on.
having us, bro. First time on the channel, so excited.
First off, let's start with the thoughts on just the roster. Let's look at the roster first. Players you guys liked that were there, players that you guys probably think that were missed out. Let's talk about that first.
I mean, as far as missed out, I can't really say like many because I don't think the clubs would have let them join the team because a lot of them are very important to their clubs in Liga MX. But the ones I am excited to see are, I think, the two obvious ones: Gilberto Mora, 16 years old, and then 19-year-old Elias Montiel, coming off the back of the very good Club World Cup he just had with Pachuca. So for me, those are the two that I'm most excited to see, to be honest.
Yo, what's up, guys? I think this is my second time on here, so good to be back. Thanks for the invite. And one player I would say that was left out and probably could have been here is Marcelo Flores. If there's a lot of youngsters in his roster, then I think he should have been here because in the past he's been called up and he doesn't get any minutes. So I think this would have been a great opportunity for him to finally get his minutes, but it didn't happen. Overall, I give the roster like a 7 out of 10. There's been some changes over the last week because Luis Romo, Chiquete, and there's one more player that had to get swapped out. Oh, Angulo. Those three players got swapped out by Mazatlan players, and I forgot what other player there was, but overall, there were a bunch of nobodies. So I'd give it now a 6 out of 10. Now that those players had to get out of the team.
I probably agree with the 6 out of 10 too. I mean, first off, I don't like that we're bringing a bunch of youngsters, especially because we have the World Cup in a year and a half. I don't think it's time to like debut players and try to look for players or whatever right now. Like this is the time, especially going to a place like South America where it's gonna be fucking hostile as fuck. We need like the best players that are probably gonna be in 2026 to show up, you know? So out of the players that are there, obviously the favorite ones that I like is Montiel, is Gilberto Mora, Ramon Juarez was honestly a really good shout. He had an incredible year and overall just an incredible league. Um, I'm pretty bummed out. No Romo, no Chiquete, no Angulo, because those are probably the only players that have any sort of experiencia that we could have used in these matches. Um, but overall, yeah, I'm gonna agree with the 6 out of 10 probably for the roster. Like I said, 1 year to the World Cup, and we're debuting players, bringing players that this is their first time ever being involved in a national team call up. Like even like not even in Fuerzas Básicas or Inferiores they were ever called up. I think there's like 4 or 5 players that have never been involved in the national team system whatsoever. So I don't think this was like the right move. I like the idea of playing South America. I think that's where I want to get your guys' reactions too. Like, what do you guys think about playing in South America? Like, barely a week into the league starting as well.
Um, well, just on your other point, real quick, I actually like that we're debuting like some young guys because I actually don't think our team right now is really that good. Like, we're not very good, so I actually do want to see like who can we throw into the mix to potentially make the roster in 2026 or even sooner than that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say any of the guys on the team, maybe besides like five, like Raul Jimenez and Edson and Santi and Johan Vasquez, like and Malagon. Outside of those guys, I don't think anyone deserves to see to have their place like solidified in the team. So I actually do want to see like a lot of rotation. Um, and I'm actually glad, like going to the South America thing now. I'm glad that we are playing those type of games. I mean, right now it's a non FIFA date. This is the best we could do. I mean, unless you wanted to play like El Salvador or some team like that again, or like some Central American or Caribbean team, like
Mhm.
I guess. But I prefer these type of games against these clubs that have players from all over. Like I know it's a Brazilian team, but they have players from Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, all over South America. Same thing with River Plate, one of the better teams in South America. So I actually like these types of friendlies. I wish we did more of them, and I wish they were more normal. In world football, I mean, obviously because of the schedules, it'd probably never be a normal thing, but I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't think there's anything else we could have done. A lot of these players weren't allowed to be in the roster, like we keep saying. This is the best we got, but I'm very excited to see some of these players play. Montiel and Gil Mora, those are two players I believe are a realistic shout to be in the World Cup roster next year. So if they don't get an opportunity now on a non-FIFA date, then it might be too late later on when we're playing in the Nations League when the games are more important, where our best players actually do have to be there. So I think we said in our episode, um, we obviously think we're gonna lose against these teams, but the main thing we could get out of this is seeing some of these players actually ball out and leaving us with like thoughts of them actually being good enough to be in the team. Like I just said, Montiel and Mora are two main ones I could think of, and then obviously there could be some other surprises in these two games as
Or
well.
like Gerardo said, Ramon Juarez too. I think he's
Ramon
a shout.
Juarez, that's a good leader right there, captain material.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of players, I mean, that can definitely make that step up, and I think need to. There was a press conference that Javier Aguirre just gave, saying that he even said it to his team, but that a lot of these guys weren't his first choice, and he already told the guys that like most of these guys weren't his first choice, but they have to take the opportunity now. So for Gilberto Mora, what's the kid's name? Fucking Montiel, Juarez, Andres Sanchez, all these kids like that still have the opportunity right now. They have to take advantage of it. Um, Overall, like you guys said, it is a good idea to play South America. I just think the execution overall of the way the leagues didn't give Javier Aguirre like total support, at least allowing him to choose whatever players from the league was probably where we fell short. But but I do hope that we perform well. I do hope that we can learn some good things about this, which is really just getting like 2 or 3 solid players for 2026. So seeing those players jump up, I think is just the most important part. Now, as for the game itself, I mean, Andre, you kind of alluded to it. You think we're going to lose both matches. Chris, you want to give me your take on who's going to win, or who do you think is going to come up on top?
The first game against Internacional, I think we're probably gonna lose. I would take a 1 goal loss. Like they have some very experienced players. I mean, they just finished fifth in the Brazilian league. They qualified for Copa Libertadores. They have experienced players like Ener Valencia, who still gets called up to the Ecuador national team. I believe he's
Yeah.
still their captain. Who knows if they'll play their A team, but the team itself, assuming they play like the most of their A team, it's a very good team. And basically, we're playing with a Liga MX team, like not even the best of the best in Liga MX, just kind of like what we could gather together.
Mhm.
Um, so I see us losing, but as long as like Mora and all these other guys, I know we keep saying his name, but like these guys like get minutes and get playing time, I think that's a W itself. I also think we'll probably lose against River Plate, but I don't want to believe that. Like, it's okay losing a friendly to these teams because we have like a C/D team, but the amount of like banter and the amount of hate we'd get from the Argentine fans if we were to lose to River Plate, I think that is like the trolling would be insane. So we cannot lose that game. Like, losing friendlies is usually okay, but except in this scenario, in my opinion, we cannot lose to River Plate. We probably will, but I want to manifest that we don't. I want to say we at least get a draw or something.
Yeah, I at least want to see like at least a draw out of both of these matches. I don't see us winning either or, because I mean something that we already talked about when we played against Valencia is that the club teams have more time together. They have more chemistry versus all these guys just a bunch of randoms. Like no offense to a lot of these kids who is their first time, but they are just a bunch of randoms put together. And it's maybe not the best way to go to South America to such like a big environment, but I mean I guess we'll see who comes out on top. Um, yeah, maybe a draw and a loss. I'm probably going for. As for lineup, real quick, who do you guys like think will probably line up for this first coming match against Internacional? And then, I mean, I think it's hard to predict who will play against River, but I know Aguirre already said that 4 guys for sure are going to be starting: Juarez, Talar Rangel, Memote, and Gallardo. So all the experienced guys are going to be playing. You guys want to try to predict a full lineup right there? Or you guys think we can do that?
I got no idea, but from that, I was about to bring that up right now. From those 4 players that are gonna start, I think for that reason, I think the Internacional game we're gonna play much better than the River Plate game because it looks like he's taking the Internacional game a bit more serious. He's using the more experienced players in the team. And maybe against River Plate, we're gonna be using the majority of the new faces. So I think I'm gonna still stick to my 2-1 Internacional prediction. I think we said 2-1 for both games, right? 2-1 L's? No, 3-1. I said River Plate 3-1 L.
Yeah, River Plate. I don't even want to give a prediction, but I don't even want to give them the satisfaction that I think they're gonna win. Like I just want to draw that game, really
Yeah.
bad.
The atmosphere is
But I
gonna
mean, as
be.
far as like the lineup for the games, I could honestly see a scenario where those experienced players like maybe start both, or if not start both, they're gonna play them both. Um, but the back line next to Juarez, maybe I don't know, it's kind of tough. A
So
lot of these guys, like no one really has like the or El Toro
next
Guzman
to
is there, right? If I'm not
Toro, yeah,
mistaken.
Toro. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
so I'm
say.
probably El
Toro.
Toro Guzman. Um, I can forget how many guys like dropped out. To be honest, there was
It's
like
from
4.
defense. The ones that dropped out are Chiquete and Angulo.
Chiquete.
Angulo, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it has
So
to be El Toro then. El Toro is probably the most
Eduardo,
experienced one out of the rest. To be
we have
honest, probably.
Jose Castillo, Toro Guzman, Eduardo Aguilar from San Luis, Ramon Juarez, and then
I mean,
the
as
Mazatlan
far as
center
like
back.
and maybe like for like positional reasons, it would be Castillo since I think he's lefty and he can play on the left. He could be the left center back.
He's
He's
a
not
righty,
lefty.
no, he's a righty, but he plays on the
He,
left a
he,
lot for
he could go
Chivas.
anywhere.
Or
Yeah.
there you go. He's a comfortable playing on the left. Like that's what he does with Chivas. But for more experience, you'd probably have to go with El Toro because he's actually played like with the national team in the past.
Mm,
So that'd probably be the back line or like at least the 2 center backs. In the midfield, I mean, it has to be Montiel, bro. Like I think
Uh,
even Montiel is good enough to start for the senior team. Like he plays the 8 position, which is probably Mexico's one of their weakest positions. Like we've tried Charlie, we've tried Eric Sanchez, we've tried Orbelin. Sometimes Romo plays there. None of them have worked out over the last like ever since Prime Ache like basically retired and went to MLS. No one has been able to fill that role. So I think Elias Montiel slots in perfectly. I mean, he was just won the bronze ball at the Club World Cup. Like
yeah.
he played against Botafogo. You're telling me you can't play against Inter in a friendly? Like, come on. So I think he has to start, and then yeah, that's at least him.
Alongside him, I mean, I'll go for it, Andrew. For it.
I was saying that I think the best possible lineup we could do is Tala Rangel in goal. Or actually, I have no preference with the 3 goalies. Andres Sanchez, Fernando Tapia. I don't really mind. I say Tala Rangel. Right back, I'll go Jose Castillo. There's 2 center backs. I'll go Ramon Juarez, Victor Guzman. The left back, I'll go Gallardo. The 2 center mids, I'd probably say Pedro Pedraza and Eric Lira. And then on the right, I'd go Efrain Alvarez. On the left, the left side
You would go
is.
Pedraza over Montiel?
I'm seeing it as like a realistic, not like what I want to see. What I want to see, I'd probably go Montiel and Pedraza. They're teammates in Pachuca. I wouldn't start Lira. I don't rate Lira. I don't know if you guys have heard. On the right, I'll go Efra. At the 10, I'll put Mexico star boy Gilberto Mora. On the left, that's where we're shaky. I don't like Rubalcaba or Fulgencio. And then striker,
I
Memo
mean,
Martinez,
Rubalcaba just
unfortunately.
scored this weekend, so maybe him.
Yeah, that's what he did last year. He only scores the first 3 games of the season, and he completely goes for the next 18. It's the same cycle with him.
I actually really like the Pedraza Montiel partnership because they played the final against Real Madrid together. So
Mm-hmm.
like you guys already talked about me, if they're good enough to play against Real Madrid in the final of the Inter Continental, they should easily be able to play in a friendly. So them two, I think, at least have to be starting. I mean, maybe throw someone with experience like Lira if you want to have a little bit of muscle. I know you don't rate him, Andre, but I mean, he's the only one that probably has a little bit more experience than all these guys. I think Yeremy Marquez too is a good shout. He played pretty well against Cruz Azul at the weekend. I think he plays off
Yeah,
with the left too.
he could go. He could look. He play anywhere. He could play left mid, right mid. I don't know about the winger position, but in the midfield position, go any side.
Mm-hmm. And then
Um,
I don't really like him as a like striker. I don't know why he's getting called up still. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I think that was one of you guys said earlier, like who it didn't like getting called up. He's probably one of them. Like, I don't think like I don't know why we're wasting our time like giving him these minutes, like he's not the present or the future of the national team. Like it doesn't need to we don't need to be wasting our time giving him minutes. Like I would have rather have taken someone like Stefano Carrillo from Santos, who's not going to get very minutes with Santos because he's only 18. But like, why not throw him in here? Like for these games.
Actually, nah, I don't know about that. Like, if we brought up Stefano, I think we'd get thrashed. Like, we need
Yeah,
some
but
sort
like
of experience.
you're saying that, but like if we bring Memote, we're not going to get thrashed. Like he's not good or anything. He's not like he's amazing.
I think
like why not play someone like as like the future basically. Like we're bringing up Gil Mora, 16 years old. Like if we're bringing up him, we could bring up Stefano Carrillo. Stefano Carrillo has
Stefano's
scored.
not ready at all.
He has scored in Liga MX against America.
And then
I'm just telling you what he's done.
He's not ready. I think they called up Memo. They called up Memo because his cycle being called up in these games is done. Like Nations League, he's not going to be there. And if he is, there's no way he is.
Like there's no point in like wasting time on like those type of players. Like if you're not the president of the future, you're kind of just wasting space.
Yeah, the thing
like,
is that
I would have put someone else. Like I was younger. Like even if look at who else we called up in the strike for striker was Santi Munoz. Like Santi Munoz has done absolutely nothing like to get called up. So like
stinky.
Bro, last time he scored was in September.
Yeah, that's genuinely insane. And like so if we're calling up him, like we're not calling up guys like based on like merit. So I don't think like having Memote or having Santi there, like we could have easily had Stefano Carrillo, even if he's not ready. It can't be many worse than these guys, in my opinion. And he's younger. Like why not give him a chance?
Some good shots I think would have been good, at least for the striker position. Someone like Sepulveda, who doesn't always start for Cruz Azul, right? Last season it was kind of iffy coming in, but obviously he had a really good season. He did start at the weekend against Atlas, scored a goal as well, but I mean Sepulveda could have been there, right?
Yeah.
Or even like I mean it pains me to say this, but like someone like Marin from Chivas, who was not good at all, but like at least he's still,
this is the thing though. Like I get what you guys are saying, but that's if we're like trying to win the game. But I don't think that should be the objective. The objective is to find like someone that can help us like towards 2026 or even beyond. Like I don't think a Marin or Memote or Angel Sepulveda, they're not the present or the future. I think it's kind of just like wasting a call up. Like I don't know what he's doing nowadays because I haven't heard many updates that he scores like once every 6 months. Is Luca Martinez Dupuy? This could have been a perfect call for him. It's in South America.
Oh, that's very true.
Like it's in South America. It would have been right there. Is a young striker. I mean, he's 23, 24. He just scored. I mean, like maybe a couple weeks ago?
A couple months ago?
Like, well, yeah, he scores like once every literally 6 months. But I mean, he did score recently. I'm saying I think this would have been a perfect call up for him. Like we don't really see much of him. This would have been perfect to put him in the spotlight, see what he can do. And again, he's used to playing this type of competition like in South America, so why not?
I just think
we wasted our time with Santi Munoz and stuff.
They had to bring some sort of seriousness to the team. They couldn't just bring 18-year-old Stefano and a bunch of randoms. I think Sepulveda would have been a good one, but there's no way that Cruz Azul would let him be on the team.
Yeah, or even bring him like some naturalizados like Berterame. I know Monterrey probably wouldn't have let him go either. Or I mean, pains me to say this one too, but Funes Mori from Pumas, at least they have a little bit of fucking experience. And these young guys, I mean, they haven't done anything to really be there at all either. So I don't know.
It's whatever with Memo. Marin, I think you said Marin.
Yeah,
I'd rather play with 10, to be honest.
Yeah, Marin this weekend with Chivas was absolutely atrocious. Like I don't know if you guys saw it. This is a quick random story, but like his girlfriend posted on her IG story, like que pésima la afición or something like that, like on her IG story because they booed him when he got subbed out.
Yeah, this is trash.
He needs to go back to Celaya. Where do you guys buy him from?
He did nothing.
Where'd you guys buy him from? Mazatlan, Celaya?
It was Mazatlan, right?
Yeah, he played in Celaya too, I think. He needs to go back, bro. I don't even... Jesus.
But thank you guys for tuning in. This is thank you guys both, Chris and Andre, for hopping on as well. I guess we'll see what happens with La Selección. Obviously, wishing these guys the best, and I want to see at least 2 or 3 of these guys make an appearance in 2026. Yeah, I mean, God knows that we're gonna need a lot of luck for this upcoming matches. But thanks again for hopping on. I'll make sure to leave you guys' link down below. Make sure you guys check out Futbol Asada down below. Subscribe to the channel as well, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.